Hey, 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 what's good, fam? It's good to see you on today. It's Tuesdays with Tawana. What's up? What's up? Hey, Mother Carolyn, good to see you. Let me stop this music behind the scenes. Yes. What's good, beloveds? It's Dr. Tad with Tuesdays with Tawana. I am your host and your curator for this moment where we build community one episode at a time. So, welcome to those who continue to watch, continue to experience this moment, who continue to join, who continue to carry this information on so that we can build community beyond this moment. Welcome to those who are joining for the first time. If you are joining for the first time, we love to insert your voice into this narrative by just chatting, writing something in the chat, and I will insert your voice into this narrative. But this is a space, a sacred space where we come together and we chop it up about current events, about things that's going on, about humor, about life, about joy, about frustration and all the things in between. But the one common thing that we do is that we center blackness. We center blackness in a way that is not like another elitist way where we're marginalizing and oppressing others. No, we center blackness to invite others on this journey of liberation, where we invite others to be curious about our beautiful black experiences. And we create a space where we can build community. Because there are going to be some differences. There are going to be some things that people might agree and might not agree. And this is a sacred space to live out. How do we do that? How do we call Black people in or out in a particular situation so that we can change the narrative? We can shift the narrative to something that is healing, something that is whole, something that is divine. So this is what we do here, all of those things. I realized I didn't have my glasses on, and y'all know I cannot see without my glasses. So, hey, Pammy. Oh, thank you, Pammy. So I have a photo shoot after this. So y'all know I don't do makeup. So I got my lashes and I found another color lip stain. So I'm going to see if this will work. But yeah, literally right after this, I'll be heading for a virtual photo shoot right upstairs, so I don't have far to go. So anyway, let's chop it up for a little while. Last week we talked about why are we like this? And when I say we, I'm talking about Black beloveds. I dare not even try to speak for white people or white supremacists or racists. I don't know why y'all like that. And it's quite disheartening. It's dehumanizing. It's unrighteous. It's shameful. It's embarrassing. It's killing us, mind, body, and soul. Not realizing that the same messages and ill messages that you spew are going to come right back to you. That's just how the universe works. The universe doesn't operate necessarily in positive or negative or right or wrong. It just is. And don't get it twisted. With the things that you do, what it is will come back to you as well. So, my sister Tony in the building. I missed you. I missed you so much. Thank you for joining on today. So with that, when I talk about why are we like this? Different spin from last week. But this was the title that came to mind. Hey, Daryl, the father of my daughter. Thank you for joining and supporting. I appreciate it. Daryl D Music Benelli. Check him out on his page. He is just a renowned DJ. And yeah, when you need some joy and you just need some good time, just hit him up on his page, get them notifications going, and trust me, he will send you a message when he is on, and he knows how to market himself, and I'm so grateful. So why are we like this? So let me tell you what I did a thing this weekend. I watched all 50 episodes in 10-minute increments of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Now, y'all know I value my time. I sure enough do. And the things, oh, you're more than welcome, Daryl. My pleasure, my pleasure. The things we do for our children, the sacrifices we make. My daughter said to me, you have got to watch this playlist. That's pretty much it. Series, playlist, 4 hours. I mean, I did it in increments. And it actually turned out to be a lot of nuggets and a lot of lessons. And Pammy, Mother Carolyn, I thought about y'all as we were talking about being single and how it sucks. And I think she mentions it in one of her 50. Pammy said I couldn't do it. I did it, girl. I did it. This is my confession. These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I could say, anyway. How being single sucks. And there were a few takeaways for me that I really won't get into, but when I asked the question, why are we like this? We tend to be a bit harsh and a bit judgmental toward our own, and we don't focus on the issues that are actually impacting us, gravely impacting us, and speaking out with that same passion and that same fervor. We'll attack each other before we attack the real enemy. Christina said, look, I was over it episode 1. You gotta hang in there. Well, no, not that you have to. I did. So if you care, I'd be happy to share. But it really spoke to there were different snippets that I personally could relate to as a domestic violence survivor, and manipulation and lies. And she explained the difference between a pathological liar and another type of liar, and how she wanted something so bad that she convinced herself that this was her time. Like these things were happening as blessings. Like if someone shows you a copy of their bank statement or their balance, they pull up the app and show the balance. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to grab the phone and look and see if it's a screenshot or what. You take some things as truth until people give you a reason not to believe them. Christina said, I made it in 20 and I'm yelling, run, run. Yeah. And being in the situation where everything seems so perfect. Yes. Some of us, Christina, are at a place where we could recognize lies, games, abuse, deceit, all of that. And others aren't, because they're looking for love. They're at that place where, whether it's age, situation, circumstance, they are looking for something and creating something in their minds that is telling them that this is it. Whether God is in the picture or not, or I saw a meme like God is going to have to sit at the edge of my bed and be like, tap, tap, tap. This is the person that I have for you. Like that obvious, right? So she had one of those moments. And so when I was watching all 50 episodes, God, all I kept thinking about was this is one of those moments where a meeting could have been an email. Like, did it really take 50 episodes or on the playlist? But, I stepped back and I said, Tawana, you being judgmental. You either going to watch it or you're not. So, full stop. You're either going to watch it or you're not. Pammy said desperation causes people to see what they need to see to achieve the outcome that they want. And that is the summary of the entire 50 10-minute episode playlist. She created this scene, this person, this model without questioning what his intentions were. And there was no reason in the beginning to have any form of disbelief until it was time to start questioning that didn't sound right. That didn't feel right. Why are you not showing me this? Why are you not showing me that? Who's this person? And so clearly there is some mental illness involved, because when you can talk on the phone to nobody every day for 30 minutes, but how would she know? Right? How would she know? So I bring this up as far as why are we like this? There was some I didn't read any comments or anything like that, but just listening to her and her countenance, and she would refer to some of the content, to some of the comments. I can only imagine the vitriol, the hate, the judgment. Like if I say, I'm a domestic violence survivor, somebody might say, well, it couldn't be me. Well, I didn't ask you if it could be you, because it was me. This is my lived experience and my reality, whether you agree with it or not. It has happened. And what I have done with that, ... right? So I'm sure that she received, and she received a lot of support as well. Like it really open the eyes of men, women, gender expansive beloveds who are in an unhealthy relationship. It opened their eyes to say, oh, well, if this could happen, come to think of it, that sounds kind of familiar to what I'm going through. Or so it really, storytelling is a powerful way toward liberation. A powerful vehicle toward liberation. Storytelling not only shares our own experiences, but does so in a way that is so honest and so profound and so vulnerable that it speaks and tugs at the hearts of others to expand their minds and their hearts and their souls to receive your story, and then not only to receive your story, but to actively listen, and then to say, what must I do to support, to reflect, to look at myself, to help others? There's countless opportunities for storytelling. So I do appreciate this beloved telling her story, and telling her story in a way that was so detailed that it could only either frustrate you at episode 1 or cause you to look and experience, not even look, because I don't want it to be this like just what is it called, like you have this passion for negativity, and just watching someone else's demise. Like you'll have more clicks on something bad than clicks on something that's good and uplifting, right? So I appreciated her walking us through this journey so that those who are listening can take something from it. Whether I know what to look for, no, that can't happen to me. I won't let it happen to me because now I have this information to make an informed decision. So anyway, I watched it. That's my confession. And my why is we why are we like this? It's so for me. This is my show. This is, and I invite others to share their thoughts. I appreciate when people tell their story because I believe that healing happens in community, which is why I am so open with my experiences, whether it is being violated as a young child, being a domestic violence survivor, being a breast cancer survivor, growing up in a time in Wagner Projects when the crack and the AIDS epidemic was out of control, so on and so forth. So I'd share my story so that someone else might be able, even if they just take a snippet of that and say, I can relate to that. This is what Tawana did. What can I do to change the narrative? What can I do to own my story? Just like when she was telling her story, she said, if I'm going to tell the story, I'm going to tell the story. And she told all the good stuff and the not so good stuff, the decisions that she made. And to me, that was a lesson learned for all of us. Like, own your narrative. Pastor Mike Walren, and I probably mentioned this last week. Forgive me if I'm repeating. No, it's worth repeating again. When the man was by the pool for 38 years and everyone ran past him for 38 years. And he says to Jesus, no one would take me to the pool. And take you? What do you mean take you? Get up. Pick up your narrative and walk and get your healing. You don't have to sit and stay stuck in your narrative. You own that narrative, good, bad, or indifferent, or anything in between. You own that, and now you have an opportunity to make a change. You don't have to wait for somebody else to make the change. So when beloveds were commenting and degrading her and demeaning her, I'm like, this woman has now just poured out her soul for her own healing, and we as a culture, community, because of our heinous history, because they separated us, because they taught us to mistrust one another, they took away our language, they took away our communal culture, and now we are downgrading and demeaning and really hating on someone who is looking for their healing through storytelling. And it wasn't an easy story to tell. So instead of supporting those who wanted to, because you don't have to support, how about not saying anything? How about not watching the show if it's getting on your nerves that much and you're not really feeling what she's saying, or you're talking about she's stupid or she's this or she's that? Don't watch it, because we get enough of that from society, from white people, from white supremacist thought, which may not be white skin. It could be skin that looks just like ours. And we are called to call those people in or out in that moment, to have this dialogue, if they so choose to, about what we can do to move ahead and journey on our healing. And this is what this sister did in 50 episodes. But I digressed. Get over it, Tawana. You will not get that time back. But it was well worth it, because now my daughter and I had some conversations around the whole premise of the story, and how unfortunately it's very familiar. It's not as isolated or unique as we think. So knowing who you are, knowing that you have a right to question, knowing that you, Pastor Lakeisha Walren, preach, you have a right to change your mind. You may have committed to something, but if something in your body is telling you that this ain't right for you, you have a right to change your mind. So I want to shift to our beloved Wendy Williams. It may not be beloved. She may not be beloved to some, but she's beloved to me. New York, I've watched her grow into the media mogul that she is. And I don't know if you had a chance to see her documentary. Before we move on, Pammy says, totally agree that we should share our stories as it may help others to heal. Absolutely. So, Wendy Williams. So there has been, again, some conversation around her family shouldn't have agreed to this documentary. Wendy wouldn't want to see herself like this, and making all these assumptions and judgments and not realizing, sometimes we focus on the symptom, like the outcome and not the root cause. And I truly believe, now I have not talked to any of the family members, but listening to their input, they wanted their side of the story to be told. And this was like a cry for help, not for themselves and for their self-aggrandizement, but for their loved one by the name of Wendy Williams, who has a disease, who has been diagnosed with a disease that is detrimental to her cognitive thinking, her behaviors. And because it impacts her behavior and her thinking, her choices aren't the best choices or choices that are in her best interest. Not that... So, and look up dementia and aphasia. Talk to someone who has to be a caregiver for someone who has dementia and aphasia. These are serious diseases that now we have people in our community talking about, and how we can talk about this, especially with our young people, with older beloveds who may not know, and we know we have a problem with access to health care and all of that. So this is an opportunity for us to learn. Again, another vulnerable storytelling moment, not for fame and fortune, because Wendy got all of that. For the purposes of, this is what's happening. This is how the system once again is dehumanizing a human being. This is how the system is breaking up a black family. This is how the system is treating someone who's in desperate need of help. And you have the nerve to have a guardian who then allows this PR person to take her to California. I mean, if you didn't see it, I don't want to blow the whole thing, and allowed her to drink, saying that, oh, she knows her limit. No, she does not. She is not capable of making sound decisions right now because she is not receiving the help and support that she needs. When she went to be with her family, she looked like a whole different person. When she was away from her family and being lonely and sitting in the fact that she can't remember where she is, who she is, what she just did, what is going on, and then she seeks comfort in a way that is bringing her some peace and some solace, even though it's not best for her. Instead of looking at those things and the root cause, we are talking about karma. Why are we like this? Who are you to talk about karma? You better be careful talking about karma, because if last I checked, none of us are perfect. So if you're going to talk about karma, you need to look at yourself. Dr. Mackey, I was in a meeting this morning, and beautiful black beloved said, when you are, what was her quote? Oh, she said, you got to go from the lens to the mirror. Sometimes it's not about the lens that you're looking through and judging Wendy Williams or ReesaTeesa or whomever. It is about looking in the mirror and being able to say, how can I tell my story? How can I fill a gap? How can I be vulnerable? How can I atone for the decisions that I have made to make me a better person? How can I fill a gap to help others as I am helping myself? Why are we like this, where we are so entrenched into white culture and white supremacy and white racism and white thought and white evangelical Christianity that we have forgotten that we are our brothers, sisters, beloveds, gender expansives, keeper. We are community builders. We do things differently. Why are we like this, continuing to conform to systems that weren't designed for us to begin with? Why are we like this? Why can't we just show love to Wendy Williams? Why can't we just show love to ReesaTeesa? Why can't we just show love to one another when they operate differently and just ask the question, what must I do to help? Just like the man who said they won't carry me, you don't need them. What you need is to look within, tap into the power within, get up, pick up your narrative, pick up your story, have a Sankofa moment, and go and get your healing. And this is what's happening for Wendy Williams. This is what's happening for ReesaTeesa. And this is what's happening for me right now with Tuesdays with Tawana. This is our time, beloved. Why are we like this? It's time to look in the mirror instead of a lens. Because our lens will have us looking through our own experiences and being judgmental. We can do a both and, but make sure that mirror is included, because we must look in the mirror before we cast judgment on somebody else or Wendy Williams' family or ReesaTeesa for telling her story. We need to look at ourselves. Why aren't we telling our stories? Are we full of shame like white people who's trying to erase us? Are we full of guilt like white people who are guilty because their lineage has done X, Y, and Z and everything in between to us? Or shall we own our narrative and be able to answer the question, why are we like this? Because I am a beautiful Black beloved who is born in community, who heals in community, who perseveres in community, who makes shit happen in community, that shifts the narrative in community, that can change this nation in community. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. This is Dr. Tad with Tuesdays with Tawana, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Join in on the conversation. You can always watch the replay. You can always catch me on various podcast platforms. You can catch a copy on Instagram. You can catch it on my Facebook page, Dr. Tad. Either way, let us continue to build community, one womanist episode at a time. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.